Namo Narayanaya. Welcome back, everybody. So, I wanted to reflect today upon something I saw and got me thinking. Sometimes, when I look around me at the world, I see all these spiritual people, all these teachers, even religions I don't agree with. So many people trying to do different religious and spiritual things. And I wonder, why haven't we seen a huge spiritual revolution? I mean, the world should look utterly different than it does. You can argue how Christianity is on the decline, but there's actually a growth of individual spirituality. Now, I criticize this as DIY spirituality, but I won't dismiss the fact that it's people looking for something greater, looking for something beyond this physical world. So many folks are looking for something greater. I mean, self help books sell well, religious books tend to sell well. We have three metaphysical type alternative spiritual stores in my town. You can probably get a tarot card reading any day of the week very easily. You can do it online. You don't have to go down a back alley. So, why don't we have a spiritual revolution? And then I see something. I saw something, which I'm about to show you. And I realize why that may never happen. So I look around me and I see all these spiritual folks. And so many of them, again, whether I agree with them or not, are sharing essentially good ideas with the goal to uplift others, enlighten others, provide darkness out of the light. And yes, some of them are on an ego trip. Got it? Some of them are horrible people that are doing things for money. But, you know, even the worst guru out there who I have criticized still has a nugget of truth that they're trying to spread. I mean, Charles Manson didn't want to be an evil person. He thought he was doing the right things. And Jim Jones might have been a paranoid, I don't know what we'd call him, megalomaniac. But he didn't start his career like that. He thought he was doing the right things. He may have been deluded and mentally ill, but I don't think he saw himself as mean. So with all these people spreading all these ideas and all these self-help books that you can get by the boatload, why isn't it that not more compete... Let me rephrase this. Why isn't it that more people aren't being converted and they're just like awash in the glory of God? Why do I have religious people come to me and go, yeah, it's just like I talk to a person and they don't care. I talk to someone else, they don't care. And maybe one person out of 20 will be interested in what I have to share. It's very defeatist. Why is that? Well, I ponder that thought and then I see something and I go, oh yes, it makes total sense. I look around me further still. I see curious people, atheists, spiritual folks. We all have access to the internet. Now, for what? 30 years? And now we have AI. We all have access to books galore, libraries. We literally have all the wisdom of every single religion in the world, just about from the dawn of time, anything that still exists, at our fingertips. You name the religion, we can get information about it with a Google search. No joke. Yes, there are Hindu texts that supposedly have never been translated into English. Okay, but we have them, and we can probably get information about them, even if we can't get the translations, or we could find someone who can speak Sanskrit. They're not lost to time. We have anything and everything. We have universalism that says all religions are one. And I know people who study a little this and a little that. I don't, but people do. I did. There's really no secrets. And when people talk about, oh, here's a secret, like, oh, here's the secrets of Freemasonry, yet you know those have been published hundreds of years ago. All the secrets have been published. As many interpretations as secrets have been published. So for every point of view, we have something else that's out there. We have everything right here. There are no secrets. There's only really things we haven't read. Or there's things we just haven't looked for. But everything is there. Once we hear about something, we can Google it. So why is it that not everyone is now enlightened? Or every single religious person is not enlightened? Or every third person is not enlightened? And why aren't atheists all going, okay, I believe in God? How come? If we have everything at our fingertips, how come we all haven't had our minds blown away? Well, I look at the big picture and I look at around us, and one person might and that person might, but on the whole, it's not happening. And I see something and I go, oh yes, okay, I got it. Yep, makes sense. And I'd like to share that with you, what I've seen, and why I think these questions that I've asked all have sort of a negative answer. I'm going to give you the answer to these questions, and then I'll share what I saw that inspired this talk. So I believe the reason none of these things happen, why there is no universal enlightenment, why we're not all living in the glory that Tim Leary wanted us to live in or whatever, and why also so many spiritual gurus seem to fail and fail miserably, is because we are our own worst enemy. In particular, for this episode, and based on what I've seen, which I'm about to share, I would say we fail by being our own worst enemy, whether we're talking about religion or spirituality or spiritual growth or personal growth or self-help, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It can be what color is your umbrella. It can be the writings of St. Thomas Aquinas. I put them all in the same bucket for this. At the end of the day, all these things are just words. That's why we fail. We can regurgitate them really well. And we are really good at regurgitating them. But we are really bad at thinking about them. That is how we are our own worst enemy. I was recently with someone and something got lost, and some paperwork was missing, and the person who was a group of us, she was trying to help us find stuff, and so she started going, find the paper, where are you, paper, where are you, paper? And someone asked, well, what are you doing? And she goes, I'm chanting my mantra, so I'll find the paper. And I just heard that and I kept my mouth shut. Well, first of all, she's Christian, devout Christian, and I don't think Christians believe reciting a mantra over and over again has power, because the way a mantra works is that the words you're saying have innate power, and thus they're calling upon the gods. But Christians don't believe that. So as a devout Christian, why is she chanting a mantra? Further, find the paper, find the paper. What god are you praying to? The paper god? Also, is that in Sanskrit? No. Sanskrit has power. That's why we chant things in Sanskrit, because Sanskrit has power. English does not. Find the paper. Please show me which scripture that mantra is in. No, this is the do-it-yourself, make up anything and say it in your own language mantra approach by someone whose belief system isn't actually a system that recognizes the power of words and mantras. Recognizes prayers, but not mantras. So I found it so funny that she was doing this, find the paper, find the paper. She didn't, because it was a waste of time. It just made her look like she was amazing. Like, look how great I am. I'm chanting this mantra. She was really great regurgitating something. Oh, mantras are great, and look at me. But thinking about this, I just defeated the whole purpose of her doing this. I defeated the mantra. I explained how it was not right. I explained how her religion didn't actually believe in this. Explained how it's not a powerful language. It's not a prayer. It's not anything. I just defeated everything. She could regurgitate this idea of a mantra, being this good Christian, but she actually thought about this. Are you with me? I think a lot of people do this. They don't think. They don't think. Now, I've been hinting that I saw something, and I'm going to share it with you now. It wasn't the example I just gave. That's just a convenient example, because I like to give examples like this because I think it makes it very real world. You see many teachers who are talking about stuff, and they're, this theology and this whatever. No, I like to bring it to earth. I like to give you an example you can relate to. And all my examples are true. And I don't like stories of like, well, in the book Rama said this. Well, if you're a middle-aged housewife in America, you don't care about Rama. But you might care about what another middle-aged housewife does. So, Facebook. The good and the bad of the internet world. I see people on Facebook, and I saw someone particularly do this. I've seen more than one person at one time, but just recently it started making me think. You see people online who are all smiles, and they're like, love everybody, and love, 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 and they put up meme after meme after meme. Let's just love everyone, and oh, if only flowers, and dancing, and music, and beauty, and oh, love, love, love. And they put up stuff. This one person had, all are one, and we're all one family, and we're all one person, and, it's like, love everybody, we're all brothers and sisters. You've seen that. I know you've seen that, or you've seen a variation on that. So you know what went up recently? Because, here in America, we just recently had the first presidential debate between Biden and Trump. This person put up, all MAGA are horrible people and should die. Trumpsters should go away or be in prison for the evil they do. And I've seen this person also put up about how Christians are horrible, bigoted, hateful people, and the world would be better off without them. You know the type of ranting. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Love, love, love. Love all people. Let's all have butterflies and rainbows and unicorns and dancing and loving and whatever. But we hate MAGA, we hate Christians, we hate Trump, we hate Trumpsters, we hate conservatives, we hate libertarians. We should all get rid of them. They should go to jail and they should die. Does this sound like someone who's loving to you? If it does, we have a very different definition, you and I, of what love is. Actually, they criticize the Christians. Well, the Christians say bad things. Well, aren't you basically doing the same thing? You think the Christians go around spouting, oh, I love you, but I hate this, love the person, hate the sinner, but you just hate the person completely. You're kind of acting like them. But you're certainly not spouting love, one family, love, spiritual butterflies and rainbows when you want half the country to go to jail or die. Yeah, no. Your words are empty, and your hatred is insane. I used to live with a guy. Well, I won't say where, but he'll never see this, but I won't say where. Lived with him and his family, and he used to spout love and unity all the time. Like, oh, can't we just go live together and help each other out? And yeah, he would mostly do this. But he then said to me after one presidential election, America would be so much better if all the blue states dropped off the face of the earth. Okay. No, I'm saying all the red states, So anything that's not California, not New York, all the conservative states should just vanish. Then life would be better. Life would be better if it was just Washington and Oregon and California and New York and I don't know what else. New Jersey. Life would be better if millions of people vanished. Yet you preach love? Is that truly love? No, it's not in the least. We often say we jest, and someone might bring this up, but sometimes you hate your family, and I can tell you about hating family. My family is famous for not talking to each other for decades. Okay, and my brother and I didn't communicate for years for foolish things. Never should have happened in the first place. Um, but there's a difference. I inherit my family. I have no choice in the matter unless I'm adopted or whatever. But I don't inherit the idea that all the world is one family. That's an idea I choose to have. So I choose to have one world, one family. And then I choose to hate them. And then I choose to see death to them. Because they aren't actually my family. So I contradict myself. I choose this, and then I say, no, they're not family. That's not quite the same as me being born into a family and I really have no options. They're my brothers and my sisters, my family. I just have to deal with them or I don't. This is I choose to have this point of view and then suddenly I take people out of it. Thus, I have actually put myself into a situation where this is bullshit. I am not spouting an enlightened, spiritual, loving position. Can you imagine Ramana Maharshi, with all his great wisdom, going, ask yourself, who are you? Who are you? Unless you are a Republican conservative who likes Trump, and then you should die. Seriously, can you put that words into Ramana Maharshi and make it sound real? I doubt it. Can you imagine Swami Vivekananda giving a lecture on the Upanishads, going, yes, except for Christian conservatives who are evil, horrible people, we should love everybody. Unless you vote for Trump, and then you're not actually human. They are a deplorable subhuman. Can you imagine? No, none of these people do. They were enlightened beings. These people who spout on Facebook, love, 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 you are not enlightened. You lack thinking because you don't think about your words. You don't think about the logic of your spiritual position. Thus, this is the reason why we do not have worldwide spiritual revolution. Why not everybody is enlightened. Why we don't have all the secrets at our fingertips and are bubbling over. Because we regurgitate. But we actually don't think. Because if we did, we would see the contradictions in what we say. It's hard because you have to take time. You have to actually think about your spirituality. You have to put energy into thinking about your spirituality. And that can be difficult. You have to be self-aware. Most people, I do not believe, really are. You have to maybe break your comfort zone. That can be hard. Most people do not like to do that. You have to take your religion seriously. Most people really don't like to do that. Most people really do not like to think. They just like to sputter out words. They actually don't even like to go against MAGA here because that breaks the propaganda, and breaking the propaganda puts you on the outside and they want friends. It is all propaganda. All this is propaganda. I used to know this guy. He was an ex-Hare Krishna. He was such a great guy. I thought he was very smart. He was well read. He was very insightful. And then he went on and on about world enlightenment will only happen when we get rid of all the MAGA and the bigots and the racist Republicans and the conservatives. And it was like, wow, you are so brainwashed and you haven't thought about anything you've said. That is the saddest thing and most despicable thing, because you spout all this love and yet you just are full of garbage. Garbage. You haven't thought about any of this because it doesn't make any logical sense to hold such wild positions and then feed the propaganda as your theology. This is why you have never heard me on this channel talk about loving all as one family. And actually, I don't think I come on this channel and I present this loving, peace type personality to you. Some people do. There's folks out on YouTube who are very much, yes, love and beauty and, feel the breeze. Feel the breeze. Do you feel it? It's like Phoebe on Friends, the TV show. I don't do any of that. And I know I may lose viewers because of that. I know some people just don't get into me. They think I'm probably a horrible person. But the fact is I see so many folks spreading love, whatever. But we don't have a spiritual revolution. So for me, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going to spout that. And I'm actually a really nice guy. I'm really friendly, but I'm not going to spout this anymore because it's not working. Because it's just regurgitating words and throwing out words and trying to virtue signal. It's not actually causing great brain explosions of true enlightenment. I would rather be a little harsh, and I don't mean to be arrogant or intimidating. Maybe that happens. I don't know. I'd rather say something that are hard to hear that you disagree with, but it causes your brain to just blow, because that's what I want. That's how you achieve enlightenment. Is it's just like, oh, I got it, and your life radically changes. We all spout this love, love, love. I won't do that. But I also won't take this position and go all is one family, because I am afraid of contradicting myself one day. I am afraid of saying, well, you know what? Actually, there is this group of people I'd be fine if they didn't exist anymore. And if I did that, I would then be contradicting this whole love, love, love position. And I try really hard to promote not doing that. So I have decided I would rather not hold this position, even though it sounds nice and it feels nice and it sends out good love vibes and I might get more subscribers, make more money, do whatever. I'd rather not hold that position, knowing that it's very easy for me at some point to suddenly contradict it, which would then be sharing with you garbage. And I have contradicted myself on this channel. I'm aware of that. Didn't know it at the time. I've had it pointed out to me. I didn't think I was doing it. I still don't think I'm doing it for a few criticisms I've had. But at this point, I know I might do it. There are people in this world who are really bad people. They are really bad people. And I've known people in my life who I am happy they're gone. I'm happy they're dead. Okay? I've known some really nasty people who didn't contribute anything to this world. I'm fine with that. For me to say that, though, I can't honestly then say all is one, all is family, love everybody. I do not want to be like that. So I choose not to spout that, not to say that stuff, not to regurgitate, because I don't want to contradict myself. And then I think, because that would actually create a decline in my spirituality. It would actually put me backwards into this confusing state. And I'm trying my best not to be like that, because I want you not to be like that. That's why I started this channel, to help send a message I didn't see out there. Yes, I know my way is the lone wolf way. And you can't virtue signal this way. But I'm not looking for comfort, friends, or virtue signaling. And I hope you are not either, because that's not kind of what religion is all about. So I let go of one belief to not be made a fool in case I should say something contradictory. But most folks aren't like that. And I think most folks, thus, are not, well, how do I say? They're like rats in a cage, mouse stuck in a maze, a hamster in a wheel, just going round and around and around. They don't think. They don't think. One more thought. On my BitChute and Rumble, you will find me reading, BitChute and YouTube, not Rumble. You will find me reading old texts. As I make this video, I'm on my 63rd Upanishad. My plan is to read all 108. It's very time consuming. But 63 is pretty good so far. And I want to get through all of them and put them out there so you all can access them, because they're actually hard to find, all 108. And reading about these ideas and reading about these sages and reading conversations about these sages, I find over and over again that these Upanishads, whether they're recalling something or someone's writing something or whatever, are all really well thought out arguments and dissections. Agree with them or not, they are folks who have not just spouted the first thing out of their mouth to make a buck, but they've actually thought about something over and over from different points of view and are now putting it out in the world for others' enlightenment with no material gain to themselves. We don't know who wrote these Upanishads. Certainly no one was becoming a millionaire and starting a publishing empire. They wanted hardcore, solid ideas to start a spiritual revolution. Spread the words of God as they saw it. We don't do that today. We couldn't write Upanishads today. It would be all like, well, look at how smart my writing is. Look at how great my writing is. Oh, by the way, would you like to follow me? I have a whole collection of books you can buy. We don't do that. Or Adi Shankara. I've read about 30 of his pieces on my channel. I don't agree with his conclusions. I'm not an Advaita Vedanta person. I'm a Ramanuja follower who, veered off from him. But I will not question the fact that he was very smart and very insightful. And he takes a lot of ideas and basically beats a dead horse until he gets all the different points of view taken care of and looks at something in many different ways to really seriously prove his point. He really thinks about a lot of stuff. And on this channel, I don't read some of the longer texts that go on and on and on where he's really just dissecting something. He's Jordan Petersing the life out of it, you could say. These sages of the past thought a lot. They didn't have the distractions like we do today. Today, we share their words. Yet I feel often only with an understanding of half of what they are saying, and often not even with actually reading their words, or it's second-hand information about, well, that person said this. And as a result, we think we are smart and have understanding and enlightenment because we can regurgitate what somebody else said based on what somebody else read of somebody we actually don't know that much about. And we haven't thought about it at all. Not at all. We're really no different than the Christian who cites Bible verses for any occasion. Couldn't tell you about the Bible verses, but they've memorized all these things. Or, the Mormons, when they go door to door, the kids take a class, or actually it's more like a schooling for a while, on how to be a door-to-door missionary. And I've heard that they're given all sorts of questions that they might hit and then sort of answers to respond with. I've heard, I don't know if it's true, like there's a book of here's the answers to these questions. And I'm too smart for my own good, because whenever I hit Christian missionaries, Mormons, I always ask the question that's not in the book. And they just look at me like, Thing is they think they're so wise because they have all these answers memorized. There's no thinking going on. And the people who wrote the questions aren't thinking. The way, if you're curious, if you want to know how I mess up a Mormon missionary, first words out of my mouth are, oh, I've read the Book of Mormon. And they go, really? And I said, yeah, I really like Alma's writing. And they just kind of look at me and they go, what? Because they're trained to respond to negativity. They don't know what to do when someone's like, oh, you've actually read our book. And then I actually have only read part of it. But it's enough to get them off of kilter. They think they're so smart because they got these answers, but no. And I get them in a moment where they're actually putting away the answers and now they have to actually think about what I'm saying. And I've had awesome conversations with Mormon missionaries because I've just had them listening to me and we're just talking as we're standing on the sidewalk, and it's awesome. Because they're truly thinking for the first time. But that's just one person I reach, or 2 young men or 2 young women, and I don't see them that often. But most people just are regurgitating and regurgitating. Oh, find the paper, find the paper, find the paper, find the paper, find the paper. No. So, those are my thoughts for the day. I just saw someone quite literally on Facebook spouting, Trump bad, evil, Satan, Oh, love everyone. And it just was like making me think, Making me think. I guess that's part of being a religious person too. I see this and it makes me think. And I don't know, a lot of people may not. I assume those of you who watch my show, you're thinkers and you want to go deeper. So I challenge you to go deeper. Never let an opportunity pass up where you can go deeper. It's for your own benefit and then the benefit of others. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, it was just something on my mind and I wanted to get a video out about it before I, moved on to other things. So with that, I'll just say thank you so much for joining me. As always, on whatever venue you're watching, feel free to write out to me. Comments, whatever, XYZ. Comments I don't respond to so much. I get a lot of them, but emails are really, really good. Write an email and I will respond. You can also find my website. I have different books that I've published if you want to support me that way. I am on X these days. and it's exclusively Hindu content that I put up if you'd like to get on that. Facebook is also fine. I'm on Buy Me a Coffee if you wish to support this channel through some small financial contributions, which really do help, or buy an autographed copy of my books. You know the routine. Quite honestly, though, subscribing just means a million things to me. That goes a long way. Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, Spotify, subscribing really does mean a lot. And sharing with your friends and all that stuff. I don't need to tell you this, you know it. I just, you know, yeah. I have no other way to end today's show other than saying to support the show. That's just it. My mind sort of just went there. So, with that, I would say thank you for watching. All the best to you in your spiritual life. Never stop thinking, never stop using your brains. And until next time, Jai Shri Krishna.